My dad tried to ruin my graduation, so my grandma taught him a lesson. Graduation was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I'd worked for 4 years part-time jobs, late nights, weekends, just to make it to that stage. My mom was proud. My little sister even made a poster that said, "You did it, Emma." But my dad didn't even want to come. He said college was a waste of money. You should have started working right. After high school, like I did, he'd tell me every time we talked. When I told him I'd been selected to give a short speech at graduation, he laughed and said, "Oh, great. More time for you to talk about yourself." I tried to ignore it. I told myself, he'll come anyway. Deep down, he's proud. On the morning of graduation, my mom called. She said, "Your dad's not coming. He says he has to work." I just stood there in my gown, holding the phone. I didn't cry, I just felt empty. But then, about an hour before the ceremony, there was a knock on my apartment door. It was my grandma. She was wearing her favorite red dress and holding a big box wrapped in gold paper. "You didn't think I'd miss this, did you?" She smiled. When we sat down before leaving, she said quietly, "Your dad told me he wasn't going because you don't appreciate real work." I shook my head. He doesn't understand. I just wanted to make him proud. She slid the gold box across the table. "Open it." Inside was an envelope, and inside that, a check for $5,000. I just stared at it. "Grandma, what is this?" She said, "It's what your dad was supposed to give you. He told me last year he'd help with your last semester's tuition. Then he backed out. So I'm keeping the promise he broke." I hugged her so tight I could barely breathe. When we got to the ceremony, she sat in the front row, cheering louder than anyone. And when I went up to give my speech, I looked out into the crowd and saw her smiling, proud, filming the whole thing on her little phone. Later that night, my dad called. He said, "Your grandma made me look bad today." I took a deep breath and said, "No, Dad, you did that yourself." He didn't say anything after that. I still have the photo of me and Grandma that day, her red dress, my blue gown, both of us smiling like we'd won something bigger than a diploma. Because that day, I didn't just graduate. I learned that real family doesn't shame your dreams. They show up when it matters.